Hey everyone, Jamie Meloni, your host of That Business Show 2.0, where business becomes show business. Today, my guest is Gila Kurtz. She is the founder and co-owner of the Dog is Good brand. So it's a brand centered around people who love dogs in their life and everyday business. And so excited to talk today to Gila. Learn more about her throughout the discussion at the website dogisgood.com. So Gila, welcome to the program today.
Thank you very much.
So talk to me a little bit about this brand, Dog is Good. I take it that you've been a dog lover all your life and you saw the opportunity to kind of build a brand around, the passion that people have for their dogs. Talk to me about this.
Well, it's interesting you say that because actually I was not a dog lover for my entire life. In fact, if you had told me 20 years ago this is what I would be doing, I would have said, you're crazy. I don't even have a dog. But yes, I did over the past 20 years, developed a very strong love of dogs. Started primarily through the launch of my dog training business 16 years ago. And from there grew into the Dog is Good brand and the launch of that brand, primarily around exactly what you said, noting that there was nothing in the marketplace that really addressed the dog lover themselves, and that I could see where there was an opportunity to create something that would be specifically for them and something that would speak to who they were as dog lovers.
Okay, so I'm on your website, dogisgood.com, and people can learn more at that website. And also their phone number, 888-DIG-DOGS, 888-DIG-DOGS, where you can pick up some of this apparel. But what type of items do you have? I see some shirts and products and pet products. Talk to us about some of your line of apparel.
Yeah, so we create a broad array of products, starting with apparel. That was the easiest category to test with messages and various things of that nature. And so we do apparel in T-shirts and hoodies. We do accessory products in the form of hats, tote bags, and then we do a broad variety of gift items and home decor. And we also license the brand to several other different companies who manufacture a whole array of products, from car air fresheners to outdoor garden flags.
What about apparel for the dogs themselves? Do you I see people put their dogs in outfits. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, and maybe you can comment on that, but do you also make apparel for the dog?
No, actually, the only product that we create and have available for the dog is a pet water bottle. Otherwise, everything that we focus on is specifically for the human at the other end of the leash.
Okay. Now, how did you find this business? You said you were not a dog lover. What were you doing before this business, and how did you make that transition and going all out? I mean, you went to dog training, and now the whole business centered around dogs. Talk to me about this, how this came about.
Yeah, so my husband is a retired naval officer, and it was during our time as a military family that I started in a variety of entrepreneurial ventures, and one of which led me to, we got a dog, actually. We were living in Japan, and I actually did get a puppy. And that was my first foray into the world of dogs. But it was during our time living in the Washington, D.C. area that I really decided to dive deeper into a business around dogs. At the time, I was operating a gourmet coffee vending business, and I would take this young pup of mine to the dog park at the end of every route. And it was there that I encountered a professional dog walker, which several years ago, I never even heard of that as a possible career, but came to discover that this was not only a possible career, it was actually a very lucrative career. And so I decided that this was going to be something I would pursue. However, when we moved to Florida, the need for professional dog walkers in Panhandle, rural Florida was not as prevalent as it was in metropolitan DC, where people were out of their homes, for hours on end. So that moment, though, really did launch me into the idea that I really wanted something around the world of pet, particularly the world of dogs. And being a former educator, I figured that teaching others about dogs, primarily how to train them, would be a great profession because it combined my love of dogs as well as my love of working with people and teaching. And then it was from the dog training while I was attending a continuing education conference. I ran across a product that it was just T-shirts. It was just basic T-shirts that said, "I love my," and you can fill in the blank, "my Dalmatian, my German Shepherd," whatever. And I remember standing there for quite some time looking at it and thinking, I really wish it was something that I would wear or that I could purchase that spoke on a deeper level to who I was as a dog person. And that in that moment, after researching that there was nothing on the market, we decided, my husband and I, to launch the Dog is Good brand and create things that really resonated on a much deeper level, far beyond the "I love my Dalmatian."
You know, I'm surprised because it seems like everything's out there these days, and it's hard to be original. But yeah, then before the interview, I was thinking, you know, it's like you don't see dog apparel or things on the market like that. And on your site, dogisgood.com, people can pick up, you know, basic T-shirts with, again, just simple graphics, you know, from just says "dog lover" or "dog hair, don't care." There's all kinds of funny little one-liners on there. Now, are these all your design, or do you have these professionally designed? How does the creation of these come about?
So the actual content for the creation is done in-house. Both my husband and I come up with most of the concepts that you see. However, neither one of us can draw a stick figure. So we do have graphic artists that translate our thoughts into the actual imagery and designs that you see on a variety of the products. And I think the real success of the brand lies in our capability to develop messaging that resonates on a very deep level with the individual, so that when they encounter the brand, they have an immediate emotional response to it, and that compels them to want to have it. Now, so, for example, two of our top messages, it's all fun and games until someone ends up in a cone. That has historically been one of our best sellers, and it just kind of pokes fun as to what life is like as a pet owner. But then we also have messages like "never walk alone," "it's not where you walk, it's who walks with you." And those are the kinds of messages that really give people a moment of pause because it resonates. They know, you know, I love walking with my dog. And more importantly, my dog affects my personal life on a much deeper level than just having a family pet.
Any product that you have that repels dog hair? That's always a big complaint amongst the non-dog lovers is the hair that it gets on your clothes. Have you invented a product yet that sheds the hair from the clothing?
No, we have nothing like that. Hence the "dog hair, don't care" design. Yeah.
Now, I have a cat myself, and I have the same problem with the cat, so I have cat hair all over my clothes. And I noticed on your site that you have a Cat is Good brand or apparel line as well. Was that something that people pressured you to put on there too, the dog and the cat, or are you also a cat lover?
Well, I am a cat lover for sure, but that was something that did come about later on, realizing the need to also address cat lovers and the relationships that they have with their pets. The cat, however, is a very different creature, as you know, I'm sure, to the dog. So it's just a different relationship there.
Right. I know I've been a cat person my entire life. I don't mind dogs. I don't call myself a dog lover by any means, but I'm always out and about, and I feel bad leaving a dog at home, and because dogs need to go out. And so that's the reason I've never really kept dogs. I had a couple growing up, but my parents were around to be able to take care of. But, you know, the cat's a simple animal. Keep their litter box clean and some food and water on the floor for them, and they'll be good. Although my cat's a little bit unusual. He'll only drink water from the tap, meaning I have to turn on a faucet for him or he won't drink. And so he's very spoiled that way. Have you ever seen that before?
I have not, but I will say that there is a lot of humor behind cat behavior. And we do have this great line of cat decorative magnets that really address that. So, you know, a cat basically grooming itself, and the statement, "I get better looking every day." They really do have our people trained to serve them.
Yeah.
As it
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it originated because I have a nice bathtub in my house, and I've always been a bathtub guy. And I would turn that on every morning. And when I got the cat, I guess that was where he started getting addicted to the faucet water. And to get in the position for him to get his head underneath the faucet, he has to get in some funky position that looks like he's about ready to fall in the tub to even get to the water. So it's not comfortable for him to drink the water. But then he learned to go over onto the counter at the kitchen, and the faucet there is much easier to get to. So whenever I'm walking by, he'll jump up on the counter and stand by the faucet, ready for me to turn on the water for him. And he hunches down and then sips the water. Somebody told me that cats like the sound of the flowing water, and it's a sign of freshness for them. I don't know, but he's not your typical cat. So if I have to go away for a couple of days, I need to have somebody come by to turn on the faucet for him, because I don't think he'll drink his water if somebody doesn't turn on the faucet for him, though. So just one of the quirky things that my cat does. So now, do you also keep a cat and a dog in the house, or are you just a dog person?
Well, my members of the family are allergic to cats, so we just have the dogs.
That's unfortunate. I've had many of my friends come by, and it's dander in the cat hair that does it. I'm not really sure what that is. It's some type of chemical. Dogs are people are allergic to dogs too much, right? Do people run across dog allergies much?
Well, there are people who are allergic to dog hair as well, or the dander created thereof. But I hear most often it's cats that people are allergic to.
Yeah, and I have that problem with people all the time. They come over and they start sneezing and coughing, and they start complaining about the cat immediately. And he sheds a lot. That's what I was saying. If you had some type of product that repels the cat hair or the dog hair, that'd be an amazing product. That would make millions overnight, I guarantee it.
It probably would, yeah.
Currently talking again to Gila Kurtz, founder and co-owner of the Dog Is Good brand. You can learn more about this and pick up some of the apparel at dogisgood.com. Also has a line of Cat Is Good products as well over there on that same site. Now, she's also the author of Fur Covered Wisdom, A Dog Can Change the Way You See the World, which quickly became the #1 international bestseller on Amazon in both the pet and self-help categories. And she's also recognized as one of the top 25 women of influence in the pet industry. So when we come back from the break, I'm going to talk to her a little bit about that book, and also tips for you as a dog owner, since she is a trainer, that she can share with our audience. So again, you're currently listening to the all-new That Business Show 2.0. I'm your host, Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring type products: hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Hi, Jackie Skelton from JR World Travel here. If you travel, you need a licensed professional travel consultant, not a computer. Your licensed professional consultant can get you more for your time and your money. Value for your money and experience, not marketing salesmanship. When you're sick, you call the doctor. When you need legal advice, you call an attorney. So the next time you want to go on any type of travel, call your licensed professional travel consultant who actually represents you. We specialise in group travel, family reunions, weddings, to escorting large groups or making special arrangements for the disabled. Please call 844-249-0190. We are a full-service travel consultancy offering worldwide concierge service. Air, land, sea, rivers, resorts, locally, nationally and internationally. Remember that number, 844-249-0190.
And welcome back to the all-new That Business Show 2.0. I'm your host, Jamie Meloni. Learn more about this show at tampabayradio.com. And also, we'd like to hear your story. Simply visit tbsinterview.com and find out ways to come on to the program. So today I'm talking with Gila Kurtz, founder and co-owner of the Dog is Good brand. Learn more about her products over at that website, dogisgood.com. And also, she's got a line of cat apparel, too, for the cat lovers over there as well. Now, she's also the author of Fur-Covered Wisdom. So, Gila, tell us a little bit more about this book. Expand on what the lessons in this book are.
Okay, thank you. So Fur-Covered Wisdom is a journey of self-discovery through the eyes of dog. And I often say that when the student is ready to learn, the teacher will appear. For me, it was in the form of a four-legged best friend, my Labrador Retriever. Mm-hmm. And the essence of the book centers around the anecdotal lessons that we can glean from the behaviors that you can observe on a daily basis through your dog. So it centers around a focus of how to fetch a life worth barking about, learning to live more simply, work more efficiently, and play again, just like our dog.
Now, what did you learn about yourself and your life when you got a dog? I mean, I take from this book that you say that a dog can change the way that you see the world. So I'm taking it that you also began to see the world differently when you got your dog. How did that change, and what actions did the dog do to make you change the way that you see the world?
Well, absolutely. And it kind of goes a little bit deeper than just getting the dog. I think oftentimes people get very caught up in their day-to-day life, the ins and outs of either whether it's running a business or running a household, and just going through the motions. And with technology, we're connected to everyone and everything we do 24/7. And by staying connected, we actually become disconnected from the core things that we value the most, relationships and just having some downtime in one's life. And as I was building the Dog is Good brand with my husband and my team, I started to discover that I was basically losing myself within the business. I was working 24/7. Everything I did revolved around that operation. And I woke up one day just not very happy at all. But one morning I was observing my lab and noticed how she took on the day. She woke up with such exuberance every single morning, more so than any other dog that I had encountered or that I had part of our home over the course of the years. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh, if I could just wake up like her, every day would be amazing. And then I decided, you know what? I can. I'm just going to watch her, and I'm basically going to glean from what I see through her to begin to make my own personal shift in how I was living each day and how I was pursuing the various things that I needed to do to achieve my goals in the business. Within the book, the first chapter talks about chasing your dreams. We all have dreams. They often shift from youth to adulthood, but nonetheless, we have our dreams. And if there's no clarity around those, it's very difficult to know exactly what direction to go in. So that was a particular lesson, was how does one really gain clarity around what success looks like for them. And for each person, it's different.
So you're able to then, I guess, draw upon the mood of your dog each and every morning. And I always talk on this program about the connectivity that exists between us on the subconscious level. But, dogs are something that we connect with on a level that we don't fully understand. That's why dog is man's best friend. We're connected on some type of a level that we cannot fully understand. And so how did you then begin to then build upon that relationship with your dog to improve how you woke up in the morning? Did you just go over there and play with the dog for a few minutes? Did you just say, I'm going to do this? How did you make that transition?
Well, I appreciate your realizing the connection, the uniqueness around the connection, because it is the dog-human connection is very unique. And I really believe that the reason why it's become so powerful and important in the past several years goes back to technology. The more connected we are, to our technology, our iPhones, our iPads, our computers, text, etc., the more disconnected we become with people. And it's human nature to need to feel connected to something. Our dogs in particular are the only creature that is fully present always when you are with them. So for me to engage with the dog, it wasn't about getting up and deciding to play with it. It was about being more present and observing and taking the time to actually structure my day. So again, going back to that first chapter, Chase Your Dreams, and that came out of watching her play and chase birds at a particular park. This dog would chase birds nonstop. I'd have to literally pull her away to go home. And she was so focused. She was so clear. And although she would never catch a bird, obviously, she never, it didn't distract her. She was so clear on what she wanted. And so every day, getting up, deciding for oneself, what does success look like to me around my business, around relationships, around my activities, and having that clarity around that so that you can build a structure to get you towards that goal.
So the dog helped you open up in business and expand upon and grow in your business off of that connection that you said, you know what, I'm going to wake up more like her each and every morning. Now, did your dog inspire you to do the brand at that point, or was that the brand was already in place and was causing you the stress?
Yeah, the brand had already been in business for, about 6 years before I actually got this particular dog. And yes, it was, all of the various activities that are required to grow a business, particularly a business that launched in one of the worst recessions in our history. To grow it successfully required a lot of work. And in hindsight, I wish I could go back and do it a little bit differently. Obviously, 2020 makes us brilliant, but I'm really pleased with the lessons that I've been able to take away from all the successes as well as the mistakes in growing the business. But knowing how to do it differently makes a big difference.
How difficult was it to get the apparel business off the ground? I've got a few T-shirt ideas I'd thought about in business and wondered about starting a line. What advice would you give to people that are thinking about the apparel line?
Well, I think when you're thinking about an apparel line, it needs to center around something that is important to a lot of different people so that there's a market for it. And then it's really just a matter of testing it. And that's what we did as well. We came up with certain designs and certain messages and sold those at outdoor events directly to consumers and really looked at the feedback that we were receiving in order to course correct the direction in which we wanted to take the line. So it's anything can be done if again, specifically have clarity around what it is you want to achieve by creating it and then going through the motions to make that happen.
And I guess every now and then somebody just gets lucky, like that smiley face with the "Have a Nice Day" shirt. I don't know how that shirt became a bestseller, but sometimes you just get lucky, I guess, in the apparel business. And through the years with the different types of shirts, I can remember growing up, the Big Johnson, the No Fear shirts, all those things. So there is a kind of a gimmicky element to the apparel business as well. But with yours, the dogs are obviously a long-lasting, part of people's lives. So there's longevity to your brand as well. Where do you see your brand going in the future?
Great question. The brand is growing, and I love the reaction that people have to it. And I think really in terms of any kind of apparel, particularly as it relates to T-shirts, it has to be something that resonates on a very emotional level to the consumer. They have to relate to it. And that's really what creates the interest in it. For Dog is Good, we'll continue to get our product into stores. We're in retailers all over the country. We're starting to do some international business with the brand as well. And we will continue to grow the brand online. Interestingly, we've had people come to us who are open to doing Dog is Good stores. And also we'll license the brand to other manufacturers as well.
All right, so we could see the Dog is Good brand inside more retail outlets, pet centers in the future. Something that is, growing here in your market and everything. So something to be very excited about on your end, no doubt. Now, you've grown to be recognized as one of the top 25 women of influence in the pet industry. What do you attest that level of success to?
I think it's being available as a mentor is part of it. Also, putting myself out there in the form of being present at all the different trade show events, associations, participating in that, and also just serving as a friend and as a mentor to others within the industry.
All right. And your book, again, you're the author of Fur Covered Wisdom, A Dog Can Change the Way You See the World. Availability, where can people pick this up?
They can get it on the Dog is Good website at dogisgood.com, or if they're on Amazon, they can certainly plug that into the book section and secure their copy there as well.
All right. Good information today. Talking to Gila Kurtz, founder and co-owner of the Dog is Good brand. Learn more about her, dogisgood.com, and more about us over at tampabayradio.com. Always love talking to dog owners. I myself being a cat lover myself, but I can't forget the dogs. I like dogs just as much as somebody else. I just can't take care of them because I am not home a lot and just can't, don't have the time to take them out. So I side with the cats. So maybe I'll pick up a Cat is Good shirt. So Gila, thank you so much for being with me today on the program.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And learn more about us at tampabayradio.com. We're here Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Also made available on that YouTube channel. High definition videos available. And then also on iTunes, both as a podcast and a video cast. Video available on iTunes, something a lot of people are not aware of. And if you'd like to come onto this program and share your story as well, whatever level of success or failure or story you'd like to share with us, we'd love to hear it. Simply visit tbsinterview.com. And you can watch us each and every morning also on Facebook via Facebook Live, in our group, That Business Network, and also on that YouTubechannel.com. So again, you've been listening to the all-new That Business Show 2.0. I'm your host, Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.